Okay, guys, get ready to lock in. Go Waller. Go Waller. We are Waller. Hey, got a guest speaker coming today. First off, we've got our 3 jokes of the day. We've got 2 talents today. We have a singing and a poetry reading. So if you'd give your attention, we'd start with our joke of the day.
I'm Gabby Winters from the 6th grade, and what does a clock do when it's hungry?
What was the joke again?
What does a clock do when it's hungry? It goes back 4 seconds.
What does a clock, what does a clock do when it's hungry? Goes back for what? Mary gets it now. All right. Sometimes we got to tell them twice.
My name is Peyton Young, and I'm from the 7th grade. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef.
Okay. Hi, my name's Allie from the 8th grade. Okay. And why was the cop standing on dog poop? Because he was on duty.
We got a little runoff between that second telling of the first joke and the third one. So 7th grade, peace. You're out.
What does a clock do when it's hungry? It goes back for seconds.
Okay, guys, okay. Why was the cop standing on dog poop? Because he was on duty.
Good job, Allie. Good job, 8th grade. All right, we got a couple talents. First off, I believe we have a song from McKenna Chatterjee, if you give her your attention.
I'm McKenna Chatterjee, and I'm going to sing Potential Breakup Song by Allie and AJ. It took too long for you to call back. Normally I would just forget that, except for the fact it was my birthday, my stupid birthday. I played along, rolled right off my back. Obviously my armor was cracked. What kind of a boyfriend would forget that? Who would forget that? The type of guy who doesn't see what he has until she leaves. Don't let me go, 'cause without me and know you're lost. What's up now? I pay the cost. Soon you will know you're not living till you're living with me. You're not winning till you're winning me. You're not getting till you're getting me. You're not living till you're living for me. This is the potential breakup song. All I believe just one. Baby, please tell me. We got along until you did that. Now all I want is just my stuff back. Do you get that? Let me repeat that. I want my stuff back. You can send it in a box, I don't care, just drop it off. I want me a home, 'cause without me and know you're lost. Minus you, I'm better off. Soon you will know you're not living till you're living with me. You're not winning till you're winning know it'd be a lie. Without me, you're gonna die. So you better think clearly, clearly, before you nearly mess up the situation that you're gonna miss dilly. Come on, you're not living till you're living. You're not winning till you're winning me. You're not getting till you're getting me. You're not living till you're living for me. This is the potential breakup song. All up on me, just one. Oh baby, please tell me. This is the potential breakup song. Please just admit your love. Which will it be? Which will it be? La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Good job, McKenna. Thank you. Hey, guys, don't get on her bad side. Sounds like she's got a plan. Next up, reading her poetry. This is her original piece, Tila Ripke.
My name's Tila Ripke, and today I'm going to be reading 2 original poems that I wrote myself. My first one's called Without the Other. Priceless is not the same as worthless. Light is not the same as darkness. Peace is the natural opposite of war. Hopelessness is not believing in something more. Without evil, there is no good. Unless both exist, neither could. Without darkness, there would be no light. This is the truth, though it may not seem right. Without death, we couldn't distinguish life. In order for joy, there must be strife. Without the rich, there would be no poor. No one left to hope for something more. Both good and bad rely on the other. Each side of things go hand in hand like a brother. Everything opposite like fire and ice, or how about that choice just to be mean or nice? Love is the opposite of hate. Nothing special is not the same as great. In your life, you must find a balance. Take advantage of everything to show your talents. My second piece is called Best Friends Forever. What does it mean to be a friend? For me, it's being there for you until the very end. To be the one you can run to understand everything you go through. We've had our laughs and our fights, but you're still there on those sleepless nights. Even over such a long distance, I can't help but laugh at your brilliance. Never seeing you is my worst fear, but in my heart, you're always near. We have a sisterly kind of love. Over you, I'd never think to put anyone above. Sometimes I make mistakes with you, but you have shown me you do too. Neither one of us is perfect, but to me, you're more than worth it. All you've done for me to this day, I know I'll never do enough to repay. I'll be your umbrella when there is rain. To outsiders, we must be insane. There's nobody I miss more than you. Thanks for all the bad times you've pulled me through. I'll never forget all of our time together because that's what makes us best friends forever.
Braden Buffalo, front and center, please. Braden Buffalo.
I am here today. I am here today to recognize the Enid wrestlers that are going to state that is in OKC. Javen Atkins, please come up here. Colton Dodd. Nicholas Campbell. Devin Hawley. Logan Harrell. John Keeling. Josh Sturgeon. Hayden Wheeler. Taylor Winters. And Kobe Harris. Junior high state tournament. The junior high state tournament is going to be in OKC Friday and Saturday.
They were up. Okay, they're going to state, y'all. They're going to state wrestling, and you said when is the tournament?
Friday and Saturday.
So if any of you are able to go watch them, and also this young man is going to be part. So we're going to have a photo. So you guys come forward. We're going to take a photo of you all. Congratulations. Okay, is that all right? Hold it. Don't move.
Good job, wrestlers. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Going to state in Oklahoma City the next couple days, so wish them well. Okay, good. At this time, I want to introduce our guest speaker. I think somebody that some of you guys are familiar with, whether you know him as a person. Hold on, we'll hold. That's all right. Again, I want to be respectful of your time, so if you guys have something that you guys need to get accomplished, I'll wait for you. But if not, well, again, want to introduce our guest speaker, somebody I think a lot of you are familiar with. He's been in Enid for quite a while. As a head football coach at Enid High School the last couple of years, I've been fortunate to work with Tommy Parker at Enid High School as one of our assistant principals. His wife is a community member involved in a lot of different activities around our community. He has 2 young sons that I think some of you guys have maybe experienced. Yes, I see some hands in there, whether it's playing on some teams or just being around town. But somebody that I've learned a lot from, whether it's on the principal side of it, or it's on the coaching side of it, or it's on the being a dad side of it, or it's being a person from Enid, knowing the ins and outs, and somebody who has helped acclimate me to Enid and all the things around here, but also somebody who has a plan for success, and whether he's seen that through with himself, his kids, his family, or the individuals he's been able to be a part of their lives as a coach. And we've asked him to come in today and just share some of those things that he's shared with the teams that he's coached or with the kids that he talks through on a consistent basis at Enid High School. You guys here in the middle will get to experience him as a principal next year at the high school, and as well as the rest of you guys in the future. But he's going to talk about those things that help create success. Tommy Parker.
Mr. Beauchamp, thank you. First off, thanks for the opportunity to come and speak to this group here at Waller. It never ceases to amaze me the talents that our young kids have here in Enid, whether it be through the poetry, or the music, or the athletic endeavors of our wrestlers that are going to the state tournament at the, I believe that's at the fairgrounds. Is that correct, guys? It's a huge event. For those of you that are not familiar with that, it is junior highs from all over the state of Oklahoma. Kids will be represented there at the state wrestling tournament. It's an event that I've been involved in as a coach and also as an athlete. That thing was around when I was in junior high at El Reno High School, and had the opportunity to wrestle in the junior high state wrestling tournament. Also had the opportunity as a coach many years later to coach in that wrestling tournament as well. Crowned state champions there and crowned runner-ups there in that event. So that's a great deal, and just want to, again, wish those guys good luck in your endeavors this weekend. Mr. Beauchamp wanted me to talk about winning, and winning, what it takes to win. And ultimately, I was kind of torn as to how I wanted to address that, because there's so many things that go into building a winning team or building a winning athlete, or just winning in general. Winning in the game of life obviously is more important than winning or losing a ball game. And I ultimately just decided I wanted to share what I shared with our athletes and with our football players and baseball guys that I've coached over the year. And got this little PowerPoint. I'm going to breeze through just a couple of the points on it. It's very long. There's many on there that contribute to building a winning attitude and building a winning team. We certainly don't have time for that today. It's not a one-day project, but I do want to touch on a couple of them. Success, the way you measure success, everybody's got a different definition probably of success. The definition that I like to use with our team, and certainly you can apply this to an individual as well, is the inner satisfaction and peace of mind of knowing that I did the very best that I could possibly do for the team, or for my family, or for my work group, or whatever that may be, okay, whatever group you're involved with, knowing that I did the very best that I could possibly do. Okay, that to me is the ultimate definition of a couple things. One, it's success. Two, it's sacrificing yourself maybe for the betterment of somebody else, which is ultimately part of being mature and being a winner. If we can move to the next slide there. The purpose of our football team, and this is going to be different for each and every person that listens to this. But personal family, each and every one of us have somebody that cares about us, that's somebody that looks over us. Now, that may be grandma and grandpa, that may be mom and dad. You may live with an aunt and uncle, you may live with a foster family, whatever the case may be, but there's somebody that cares for you. Each and every one of you need a spiritual or moral compass as to who you are. Okay, and then ultimately caring and giving is a bigger portion of who you are as a person. That ultimately is our purpose. That when I was speaking to our football team, we wanted to have a purpose. Thank you. That's a little better. I was competing with the buzz a little bit. That's all right. This is who we are. That's our purpose. That's what we're about. Next slide. Ultimately, in any team that I've been a part of, we have had some goals. We want to be goal setting. We want to set goals. Strength and fitness ultimately is one of those. To be successful, you've got to get stronger. You've got to be in shape. You've got to train your body. And ultimately, on the athletic side of that, that's very important. Football, in my specific, when I'm going over this with our football players as a head coach, we wanted to address that. Football and family are a priority as well. And then ultimately academics and career. Okay, where are we moving? Okay, academically, what are we going to do down the road? Because ultimately, if you think you're going to play football your entire life and that's going to be your career, good luck. All right? Because there is a very, very small percentage of athletes in the world that ever get the opportunity to play at a higher level. And ultimately, they're not going to do that, and most certainly in football, you're not going to do that without academics, okay? You have got to be able to get into a college to further your career, and academics is paramount for that. This is what we do, though. Our goals, that's what we do. That's strength, we're going to lift weights, we're going to run. Football portion, family portion, togetherness, that's building a team. Academics and career, that's what we do. That's not who we are. You know, the slide before, the purpose there, that was who we are. Go ahead and turn it. Next slide. What defines your purpose? What you do or who you are? And ultimately, just what, to give an example of that, if you know Tommy Parker and you say, yeah, that's Tommy Parker. That's Coach Parker. He's no matter what he is. Right now, he is an assistant principal at Enid High School. That's what I do. That's not who I am. Those of you that know me, and there's several of you in here that kind of do, whether it be through athletics, whether it be through my family situation, and you guys maybe know my kids and have been around, or maybe I've coached you on a Little League ball club of some sort, you know good and well that that's not the whole makeup of Tommy Parker. Ultimately, you're going to find that first and foremost, I'm a Christian, and that's very important to me. You're going to find out that I'm a father, and I'm a husband, and I try to be ultimately the very best father and husband and Christian that I can possibly be. Okay, and those things are important. Go ahead and roll the slide. You must never let goals. You must never let adversity. You must never let success define who you are. Okay, those things don't hit the heart of who you are or who I am. I have in the coaching realm been kind of to the top of the mountain, and some of the kids, Mr. Beauchamp asked me to bring some championship rings, and some of the kids were kind of showing those off. And I've been fortunate, guys. I have been probably one of the luckiest coaches in the world. I've had the opportunity to coach state championship teams at 3 different schools. Okay, I was an assistant on a baseball team at El Reno, which is where I grew up. Won the Class 5A state baseball championship in 1992, spring of. And then I went to Weatherford, and we were awfully fortunate my 5 years that I was there. We won a state championship in baseball. We won state championship in football, won a couple actually in baseball, and just coached some unbelievable kids. Some kids that were 100% dedicated to winning, that did things the right way. They did the little things, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute, that gave them the opportunity to be successful on the field. But ultimately, winning a game and winning a state championship and owning a ring still does not define who you are as a person. Okay, that's just what you do. That's what you've done. Okay, that doesn't mean that's who you are. Go ahead and roll the next slide. A couple things on the fundamentals of success, and ultimately this is 10 things that was important to us, to our football program and building a team. I'm going to talk about the top 2 today: attitude and discipline. And attitude. Go ahead and roll the next. Just a couple quotes here. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. That's William James. Progress always involves risk. You can't steal second base and keep your foot on first. You got to be willing to get out there. You got to be willing to try something. I saw a young lady stand up here on the stage today in front of a group of her peers and sing a song. I don't know if you could pay me enough money in the world to try that. Okay. I also saw a young lady up here reading a poem that she created, and that's putting yourself out there. That gives you the opportunity down the road for success when you're able to do those things. And then the last one there: why not go out on a limb? Isn't that where the fruit is? Go ahead and flip the slide. Attitude being one of the most important characteristics of a winner, and it's probably the one that you have the most control over, okay, your attitude. The final outcome of most football games is affected by attitude more than talent. As a football team, we have to understand that our thinking affects everything we do, and that is so true. If you've determined the outcome of an event before you actually get to the event, it's over. If you're taking a test and you've convinced yourself that you're not going to do very well, that you're going to fail that test, then ultimately you're probably going to fail that test. What we're thinking, how we're looking at our situation is so important, and a good attitude can overcome some limitations, and this is one of my favorite, but even great talent can overcome the wrong attitude. That is so true. Flip to the next slide. Attitude is not something that comes by instinct. It has to be practiced over and over. And I know that Mr. Beauchamp is working with you guys in changing attitudes and changing expectations and setting the bar a little bit higher and making you reach for heights that maybe you haven't thought possible before. And that ultimately, guys, is when you change your attitude for the positive, the better chance you have of success. We have to choose to have a good attitude, and we have to keep making that choice. We have to keep reminding ourselves of that choice every day, okay? You choose your attitude. You choose whether you're going to have a good day or a bad day, ultimately, okay? So it's very important that you remind yourself of that on a daily basis. Go ahead, next slide. Again, this is getting a little longer than I envisioned, but gratitude, it's impossible to be grateful and unhappy. Think of everything positive in your life. If you don't see any reason for giving thanks, the fault lies within yourself. That's a quote from Tecumseh. Earth produces nothing worse than an ungrateful man. Go ahead, next slide. Perspective. And guys, this is, use this ultimately several times in several different arenas, but the global village. If we could shrink the entire Earth's population into this room, 100 people, we had a perfect 100 people with all the existing human ratios, the remaining the same, the village would include, go ahead and flip, 60 Asians, there would be 12 Europeans, 15 from the Western Hemisphere, 9 Latin Americans, 5 North Americans, 1 Oceanian, and 13 Africans. Of those 100, 50 would be female, 50 would be male, 80 would be non-white, 20 would be white, 67 would be non-Christian, and 33 would be Christian. Next slide. 20 of those 100 would earn 89% of the wealth. 25 would live in substandard housing. 17 would be unable to read. 13 would suffer from malnutrition. 1 would die within the year. 2 would give birth within the year. 2 would have a college education. And only 4 would own a computer. Now, show of hands, how many of you guys own a computer? How many of you guys own a smartphone or device, an iPad, any of those things that are going to qualify, as a computer? Very good. Put your hand down. So perspective, when sometimes we get to feeling sorry for ourselves and sometimes we think we've got it pretty rough and we've got it tough, but ultimately, comparatively, when we look at perspective on a global setting, we don't have it very tough, do we? Okay, we're pretty lucky when it really comes down to it. Go ahead and flip to the next slide. Humility is part of your attitude. Being humble. If we're humble, nothing could change us, neither praise nor discouragement. Humility precedes honor. Do nothing from rivalry or conceit, but in humility, count others more significant than yourselves. Let each of you look not only to his own interest, but also to the interest of others. You guys watch the Super Bowl this weekend? Okay. I know we've got some I know we've got some Seattle fans. I know we've got some Denver fans. Peyton Manning is probably one of the more humble athletes that you guys have seen in your generation, and a guy that has dealt with successes. He's dealt with defeats, and that defeat Sunday was probably one of the worst ones that he has had. But I read an article following the Super Bowl loss that night, when he's got to be crushed. Any of you guys that have ever competed in anything in your life got to understand the disappointment that he had to be going through at that time, okay? And it had to be tough. There was a vendor, a concession vendor, that asked him for an autograph. And he's being rushed around from news station to interview room following the Super Bowl loss. And once again, his attitude has to be a challenge at that point. And the guy asked him for an autograph. This is a concession guy working, probably minimum wage. And Peyton said, I'll tell you what, I can't do it right this second, but I'm gonna be back in just a few minutes after this interview, and I'll come back and I'll get you that autograph. And ultimately he did that. He went, he met his obligations through the NFL and his team, but on his way back he stopped and he made time for people. Guys, that's being humble. That's putting others above yourself, understanding your role in a team setting. Mr. Beauchamp, I know we've probably gone too long, and I'm gonna shut this down. I would love to visit with you guys each and every opportunity. I know this. I know you guys are making great strides here. I know the things that are going on here are exceptional, and I know that you're learning to create that winning way and doing the little things right, and that's ultimately the key. The key to success on any team is doing the little things right. In a classroom setting, that's showing up on time, okay? That's not being tardy. That's showing up with your book and your pencil, and you're prepared and you're ready to go to work, okay? If you're a baseball player, you don't go to the plate without a bat. Am I right, Titan? You take your bat to the plate, all right? So we take our pencil and we take our book to class, and we're ready to learn. We're ready to go, and we set ourselves up for success. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, Coach Parker. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you sharing today your winning ways and the things that have helped you. Guys, you saw him walk around with those 5 state championship rings, and that's what we want him to share. How do you attain that success? Well, he talked a lot about that mindset, that attitude. There's certain things that I can control, and there's certain things that are out of my control. I am going to make sure I take care of everything under my control for me to be successful. I want to ask NJHS, you guys to come get ready at this time. Mrs. Baker and her crew have a short skit and a video, I believe, prepared for us. Real quick, as they're getting ready. Just a video? Perfect. We've got a video, and we're going to show that video at this time.
Kill him. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten for days.
Oh my gosh, I am starving. I haven't eaten since like this morning.
Here, do you want some of my granola bars?
Ew, no, I hate granola bars.
Are you serious? There are starving kids in Africa, and you won't take a granola bar?
Can I have it? Thank you. There are kids in our own school that go hungry.
Gosh, I wasn't thinking about all that. Now I feel bad.
You should feel bad. If you really want to help with this problem, you should come to Kids Against Hunger tomorrow at 3:30 to 5:30.
In the Waller cafeteria?
Yeah, she said. What exactly is Kids Against Hunger? Oh, it's where you get rice, veggies, stuff, and you put it in bags like this, and you send them off to hungry people. You even get to wear a cool hairnet.
I'm gonna go. It sounds really fun.
Yeah, me too. I think I'll be there.
That'll make me feel better.
Tomorrow after school in that cafeteria, 3:30 to 5:30, Kids Against Hunger. A great thing for me to be able to do something for somebody else, but also another way for me to get something on my resume. What have I contributed to? What have I participated in that's bigger than me. An opportunity for you guys to do something for that. Oklahoma City Thunder, we have 3 club-level tickets to the March 4th game at 7 p.m. If you're interested in going to that, Oklahoma City Thunder, club tickets. You're not up there in the nosebleed. These are real good tickets. They also come with a parking pass and a $40 gift certificate to the Interurban Restaurant. If you're interested in that, PTSA will be in the cafeteria next week, so there'll be some information about going to that. Going to cost you a little bit, so get ready to bring some money for that. But we're going to be sharing some more about that as we go forward. Guys, Thunder tickets, March 4th. We are going to announce the winner for that on Monday, February 24th. So that's going to be coming around. Dr. V's 5th hour class. If you guys that stay in here, one last closing thought, whether this goes for 6th grade, 8th grade, or 7th grade. Who runs this school? You do. And let me tell you, sit down. You run it. And let me give you some feedback, because I've heard something from 1 or 2 of you that you've told your teachers you run this school. Well, let me wake you up about something. We meet with those student reps that who's selected. You guys. Those student reps speak for who? You guys. Guess how America's ran? Guess how this world's ran? Same type of way. So you better prepare yourselves for the world, so that the couple individuals that stood up and had some points that they were going to share with their teachers, let me share back with you what the consensus is from the kids in this school, what they're sick of. They're sick of you guys that come to class late, unprepared, and ask everybody else for something. Give me a pencil. Give me a piece of paper. That's the feedback that I'm getting from all of your peers. So when you stand up and you have these points across the board, and you can ask your reps from the 7th grade that I met with, from the 8th grade that I met with, and from the 6th grade that I met with, and I can tell you what they're sick of to a man. They're sick of you guys who don't come to class prepared. They're sick of you guys who are in those classes disturbing those guys who want to be successful, who want to take care of these little things. So when you think you're part of the majority, you are absolutely wrong. Your peers are sick of it. They don't want to babysit you. They don't want to take care of you. They don't want to keep giving you handouts. How do you achieve things? You work for them. Quit asking somebody else to work for what you want to achieve. So that is what the people spoke about when we had those meetings. We're going to meet again. It's not going to be this week. It's probably going to be next Friday, and I'm still looking for your feedback. So as a man, Waller has spoken. Quit being lazy.